Hey guys, Sword here, and this is going to be another vlog with Minecraft. And if you have any questions, concerns, topics, discussions, or ideas you want to share in the comment section below or send me a message, feel free to do so. And if I use your idea, answer your question, or anything of the sort in the next video of mine, I will credit you verbally within that video, and as well as I'll link your channel in the description as giving me help or giving thanks for helping me out for making a video for that day. And I'm pretty much fooling around with the little camera angle because if you go to third person, you just tilt it just enough, you'll be able to get that fog effect or that watery effect depending on where you're at. So it's pretty nice. I like the fog effect where everything's all hazy and foggy. And if we were able to actually use that as an effect for what we see, then a lot of people would be able to make videos, especially with Herobrine sightings, because of course we got the Herobrine little skin, and then you got the fog, so you just build a tower or whatever, the shrine, and just have all that effects going on at the same time, and it looks pretty decent for a video. So 4J, if you're able to actually allow us to implement some of these things, that'd be great, especially for video makers that like to make videos on Minecraft. Or yeah, let's continue on now, shall we? Well, the other day I've been given a question by PlopRS, one of my other friends, asking me what type of video games do I like, as well as the genre itself. And I said I was going to be making either a 2-part or a 3-part video because there's just so much things to say about video games, especially the ones that are my favorites and other things I want to discuss about. So this is part 2 of what are my favorite video games, so let's continue on. I remember talking about Legend of Zelda, I remember talking about a little bit of Call of Duty, and then I was talking about some other video game like Super Mario 64. And there was a lot of adventure, fantasy, and first-person shooters, so there's other things we have to cross off our list, and I wouldn't be too sure to call Pokemon an adventure game. Well, it is an adventure game, but it's more like a collector game type of deal, where you're going to have to collect every single Pokemon. So that's where the phrase comes in, gotta catch 'em all. And of course, my friend says that you're never done with the game until you actually capture all the Pokemon, whether it be pre-evolution all the way to its final evolution, but you just have every single one of these Pokemon, and then from there you level every single one of those Pokemon to level 100. So you're talking about level 100 Bulbasaur, Ivysaur, Venusaur, Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard, Squirtle, Wartortle, on down to the list until you're done with like the 800th Pokemon that they put out there. Pokemon is never gonna die. It's just so many things that they're gonna actually make, because you gotta see Pokemon Black and Pokemon White. They made an ice cream into a Pokemon. And they had other species of canines into Pokemon, other cats. You have a trash bag that's a Pokemon. You have gears. You have spiders or ticks, whatever they're called. You have so many to choose from. You got like a steel poison type egg, for crying out loud. It's never gonna end, especially when we have Pokemon X and Pokemon Y coming up. Although I would love to have Fennekin as my starter Pokemon. It's a fox after all. I love foxes. But still, it's never going to end. Especially when they're actually starting to title their Pokemon series after letters. They could have chose Pokemon X and or Pokemon A and Pokemon B, and then went off down to the list of C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K, L, M, N, O, P, Q, R, S, T, U, V, W, X, Y, Z. I didn't say and it's not a letter. Haha. Alright, so there's a lot of Pokemon out there. They're never going to stop with the Pokemon series because you gotta admit it's a very successful series. From the manga to the series to the Pokemon games to everything that they have, the plushies, the cards, the other merchandise, the games, the little blanket. I actually have a Pokemon blanket that my mother gave to me, and I still have that blanket. I'm not afraid to say it because that blanket is so dang comfortable that you would agree with me that too. It's been a great blanket and still keeps me warm at night, especially during the winter. Alright, moving on. So Pokemon is never going to die, and you're never going to be done with it until you have every single Pokemon to level 100, and you have every single Pokemon in your party or whatever, your Pokedex, legitimately, not what's it called? What was that little thing? Action Replay or the Game Shark of the DS version? That is not legit. I'm pretty dang sure that you didn't get that Mew off of somewhere else, because you were able to get that Mew from Pokemon, what's it called, the little Game Boy Advance, Pokemon Red, and all those things that you had to go to that island, which is really a pain because you had to buy that accessory to actually be able to connect to the Wi-Fi. I actually bought that accessory, and I was stupid enough to think that it would actually work up to this day, and I actually tried it myself. It's like, nope, you couldn't connect. But that thing cost me 99 cents anyway, so it wasn't really that big of a deal. Alright, rant over. Pokemon's never gonna end. Pokemon's still one of my best favorite series of all time. Of all time. Alright, hello Creeper. I see you. You're gonna die now. Transition. Alright, so let's move on. First of all, what is your favorite Pokemon? Answer me that in the question section below if you wish to. And I've already talked about Pokemon the other day, so this is why I was reminded about Pokemon as one of my best favorite video game series of all time. Okay, so now we're going to continue on to horror. I'm not too sure if we would actually classify Resident Evil as a horror series because it's more of a survival series, to be truthful with you, especially when you're trying to get out of the area like the mansion or getting out of the city or just basically surviving the apocalypse or the outbreak. Well, Resident Evil, still one of my favorite. I haven't even beaten Resident Evil 0 through 3. I've beaten Resident Evil 4, I've beaten Resident Evil 5. I just haven't beaten Resident Evil 6. Because, truthfully told, Resident Evil 4 and 5, it's just straightforward. Resident Evil 0 through 3, however, there was a lot of things you had to do in that game that pretty much confused a lot of people, and I still haven't actually been playing those games. I really want to play that game and I want to beat it legitimately, but I've seen my friends play it, and I've seen gameplay. It just seems like it's more difficult than what Resident Evil 4, 5, and 6 has been giving us, because those are just pretty much straightforward in action. Well, at least Resident Evil 4 had the best of both worlds, that had a little bit of action and as well as a little bit of little puzzles that you had to solve. And they were great. I loved it. Resident Evil 4 was the best. And if I do, what's it called? A Let's Play. There you go. If I do a Let's Play of Resident Evil 4, I'll be able to do everything that I remember. Especially when I have it downloaded on the Xbox, so it's going to be in HD and 1080p or 720p, whatever you want to call it. And it's going to be great. It's going to be great quality. I have it downloaded on there, and then I can start playing that game if I actually want to, or if you guys want me to play that, then I can do Resident Evil 5 or something like that. Resident Evil 0 through 4, no, Resident Evil 0 through 3, however, I'm going to have to use my old HD PVR and play it on the Wii, and then the quality will be at 480p and it wouldn't be as best, but it's still gameplay nevertheless, and it's still more videos for me to put out there, so there's just more options for me to do. So, a lot of tangents, I got to admit, but that's how I keep going, and my friend just died. Alright. He was level 28 or 27 and he just died. That sucks. And I'm not gonna lie to you, we're gonna actually rage quit after this one. So everything that happens now, it'll be all for naught, and we're just gonna have to redo everything again. It's understandable. Rage quitting is one of the things that is legitimate depending on the action that just taken place. Because who wouldn't rage quit if, let's say, if you had like 10 diamond pickaxes and you accidentally fell in the lava and you lost all your pickaxes? You would rage quit. Even if you've done so much, you'll probably rage quit to the point where you last saved. And that creeper almost killed him again. Alright, so let's move on. We have covered horror, or survival actually, and we covered a little bit of more adventure, because, like I said, it's just a lot of things to talk about. Horror, I'm not too sure what to actually go for. I haven't really been playing much horror games, just to be truthful, because I like a good scare, but at the same time, I don't like being scared. It's kind of like a love-hate relationship. So I can't think of any horror games that I will actually classify as a favorite just yet. A lot of people like Fear, or people like, what's it called? Not Bioshock. Bioshock is not a fear game. Well, I'm not too sure. Well, yeah, Dead Space. I have not played Dead Space. Kind of afraid to, actually. But who knows? Maybe I'll actually play some of these horror games and see how I like about them. And maybe I could actually bring up more self-confidence of actually playing horror-type games. Because a lot of people love a good scare, and a lot of people love seeing the reactions of people getting scared. So let's see if I'm able to do that. If I get a better computer, if I know how to set everything up, do like a little face cam or live cam type of deal, and then continue on with that. So what other games do I remember playing? Well, I believe I talked about Mario Party. Not too sure. Someone talked about Mario Party, but Mario Party is those little board type games that it's so much fun. I absolutely loved Mario Party 1 through 3, especially when it was on Nintendo 64. It was the best. It had a lot of things that newer games don't even have. Of course there's variety, and of course there's just different remakes of the old mini games, but it's not the same. When I had Mario Party and I played that video game to death, and I played that along with a lot of my friends, and I keep beating them, and then for some odd reason they accuse me of cheating, or we just keep calling each other cheaters, like, how did you win, how did you get this? But later on I learned about that it's all about luck. honestly, there's not really much skill into the video game. The only skill that is required is the actual mini game, that if you're good enough, you'll be able to beat the computers and as well as beat your opponents if they're actual live people. But regardless, the entire gameplay itself is just all about luck, the little dice rolls and whatever the computers get, and whether you want them to have it or you don't want them to have it, you're just going to have to try to beat them and get the most stars out of that game. I remember playing that against my friend. I literally had more stars than him, but in the end, there were those bonus stars. There you go. Those bonus stars. They screwed me over. I was in first place, but then my friend got 3 bonus stars, and then he beat me to the top. Yeah. And I would love to actually play Mario Party as well as other games. Oh yeah, there's racing games. I could talk about that in part 3 now. Well, at least in this one we talked about parties, or board games, horror, maybe slash survival, mostly survival, and then we have more adventure games with Pokemon, of course. But that's all there is to say for this one, so I'm going to continue on my little conversation onto part 3, and hopefully that'll be the last part. If not, then I'll make another video. But until then, have a nice day everybody. I'm SortoKing090, and I will see you in the next video.